In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to help you reclaim the first 10 hours of your week. I still vividly remember the first time I freed up 10 hours in my schedule, and it felt extremely liberating. And after that, it was only a couple of months before I actually started freeing more than 20 hours every single week. Now, if that doesn't sound like a lot to you, then imagine what it would feel like to free up close to 2 weeks every single month. Because it's mind-blowing when you think about it like that. So in this video, I'm going to give you what is easily the fastest and most reliable path to freeing 10 hours in your week. And this is going to get you started on your time freedom journey. This is the exact strategy that I use to unlock my time freedom. And I actually did this while working a full-time job. But before we start, I want to call you out on some limiting beliefs that you might have. You are not lazy if you do not get to everything in a day. You see, the reality is that you might just be completely overloaded with what you need to get done in a day. And because of that, you are not getting to everything that you commit to. You might believe that time freedom isn't meant for someone like you, because someone like you has to work hard and has to commit their entire life to achieve a result at the end of it. And while you will always remain working hard, time freedom is the point where you have the time to do what you want and what you love. And that does not make you a lazy person. That makes you someone that is conscious of the fact that they have a limited amount of time on this earth, and that time should be regarded as an investment, rather just an expense of constantly wasting time on things that don't really matter to you. Then one of the last limiting beliefs might be that you think that no one else can do the work like you. And if you just hold on to everything in your business, then at least you know that it is done right. And to that, I'm going to say to you that even if someone can do the work 70 to 80% as well as you, and it saves you the time of having to do those tasks every single day, then that is worth it. Because the more these people do these tasks and the more you delegate decisions, the more you'll realize that people start making the right decisions if you give them the right frameworks. But at the end of the day, you are the person that saves that time from your schedule so that you can strategically invest your time back into the business. And I understand that these are natural thoughts that come across your mind. But the truth is, for you to grow a bigger, better business, you have to have the energy, the time, and the strategic clarity to actually grow your business. And that cannot happen when you don't have time freedom. Now, at the beginning of this video, I promised you that I'd help you free up your first 10 hours this week already, and here's how we're going to do it. Our starting point is firstly understanding where you are currently losing time. Because if we want to start unlocking time, then we need to know where you are wasting it. And it's for this reason that I've developed a free 2-minute online quiz called the Time Leak Audit. It's a quiz that's going to ask you a series of questions, and afterwards it's going to tell you exactly where you are losing the most time. It's also going to tell you how severe the problem is. And after that, I'm going to send you a custom recommendation of actions that you can start implementing today already to start saving back the time that you are losing. The scary thing is that we don't lose time on things that we think are causing the lost time. In fact, time leaks are so quiet that they aren't shouts, they are whispers. They are the small distractions throughout the day. They're the person that knocks on the door that you allow to come in. They're the notification of Instagram, of Facebook, of LinkedIn. They are the meetings that constantly pop up in the corner of your screen. And they are especially found when you constantly switch between tasks, not really completing anything. You see, the first couple of hours that you save in a week is going to come from simply sitting down and working. Because if you spend an 8-hour day at work and you can't really get anything done, then sitting for 2 hours and dedicating your focus to completing specific objectives that line up with your long-term goals is gonna help you free time, because instead of having to spend 8 hours trying to get something done, you rather spend 2, and you know that that task has been completed in full, meaning you can move on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and ultimately you are freeing time because you are now spending time on the things that matter. Now, another tool that is going to help you unlock your 10 hours is what I like to call the weekly review. It's a task that takes you less than 30 minutes, but it will free up a massive amount of your time in a week. Now, a weekly review is something that I like to do over the weekends, especially a Sunday afternoon. I'll take 30 minutes and just reflect on the week that I've had. I'll think about the things that worked, the things that didn't work, and the things where I know I need to improve in the coming week. So for instance, that could be I didn't sleep as much as I wanted to, I spent too much time in meetings that drained my energy and that didn't deliver on results, or it could be that I did stretching 5 days a week, or I read a book every single night this week, and these are things that I either want to improve on or I want to maintain going forward. The second portion of the weekly review is going to be a look ahead at the coming week. Here we're going to outline 5 or 6 key objectives that we want to obtain in the coming week, and we are then going to align our daily to-do lists to that. You see, when we look at these objectives, it's also important that we schedule them on days in such a way that we conserve our energy as much as possible. Because you can think that you knock out your 5 or 6 tasks on a Monday, but you'll find that you are so drained that the rest of the week doesn't mean anything. Rather, if you pace them out throughout the week, you'll realize that you're able to spend more time, deliver a better end product, and still get to everything in a week, all while maintaining your energy levels, your focus, and your clarity. In the look ahead portion of the weekly review, I also look at my calendar. I look at the meetings that I've scheduled for the week, and based on how they promote my goals, I'll either attend them, or I will simply delete them, or I'll delegate them to people on my team that I think that is a credible spend of their time. You see, if there's a meeting that you don't need to attend, then don't be in it. Don't sit in that 1-hour meeting that should have been 20 minutes. Don't sit in the conversation where there's no real end result. You've got a full team, and there are people on your team that are dedicated to the specialities that are discussed within that meeting. And it's a much better investment of your time to get a set of minutes afterwards than to sit in a full hour session that doesn't really require your input. It's for this reason that the weekly review is so powerful. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it makes you intentional of what you spend your time on. And if you know what you need to be working on and what you are going to spend your time on, then those things that you shouldn't be spending your time on take a back seat. And for this reason, if there's anything that you don't get to in a day, then make it those things that do not matter. Do not be the person that sacrifices your goals and objectives in order to hit tasks on a to-do list that aren't even things that move the needle on growth for you. Now, as a free bonus, I've added a template for the weekly review in my link in description box down below, and you can go and download that and start using that this week already. What I've found works much better is copying that template into my notebook and actually writing it out by hand. Now, I know that sounds a little bit old-fashioned, but I've found personally that sitting down, writing and taking the time to actually think about these things as you write them out allows you to be much more conscious of what you are doing. And even though we can use tech, and I'm personally a massive fan of tech and AI, I prefer to do these things manually still, because they just don't have the same impact when you don't have your own hand writing it down. But whichever format you choose to use, is perfect, but you can go and download that template right now. Now, this is the exact strategy to help me free up my first 10 hours every single week, all while spending more time on the things that I love. It allows me to spend more time with the people that truly matter to me, and it allows me to reinvest my time back into the business. So I'm not just spending time on it, I'm not just exerting effort and getting things ticked off. What I work on truly moves the needle on growth, because I know that I filtered out the things that don't matter, and I've aligned everything that I do in a day, in a week, in a month to align with my core objectives. Now, I do hope that you found value in this video, and if you did, I'm going to ask you to please give it a like and to also subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Now, if you're interested in finding out how I gained time freedom in less than 3 months, then go and watch this video right here.